how to make $1 million or more from your current database. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, and boy, am I excited. So let's jump right in, right? The first thing we have to understand and realize is that most agents, right, most real estate professionals, we're sitting on a gold mine. We just aren't quite sure how to tap into it. So we spend all this time collecting all of these leads and inquiries, and we collect all of this stuff and we put it into our system. But how do you turn that into clients, right? How do we have what we call ambassadors, which I'll explain here in a moment? How do we turn that into paying clients that love us, like us, and refer us more additional business? See, what we've discovered is most agents treat their database kind of like a junk drawer, right? It's like you have all of this stuff in there, right? You're putting it all in there, and you only call when you need something. Right? We rely on paid leads and neglect the most valuable relationships. And usually they don't have a system that produces repeat and referral business. And that's where the real problem in this entire process is, right? We can't treat our database like a junk drawer. Now, what we're going to be talking about is that this leads to burnout, inconsistent income, client trust decreases over time. Like, think about it, right? If you're not making people in your database feel special at scale, then what are you doing, right? They're not going to want to work with you. They're not going to want to interact with you. That's going to cause to the burnout. That's going to lead to this inconsistent income. It's going to have you frustrated as all get out. So let's talk about the $1 million framework, how to automate your relationships and build referrals, and then the daily database routine that guarantees success. Now, stick around because I'm going to be giving you one of the key tools that I've used to sell over $1 billion in real estate, which is our ambassador audit card for free, right? So you'll have that as a download. You'll be able to use it and you'll understand exactly how to put that to work. So let's jump in and talk about this. Now, before we jump in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see your comments. I answer each one of them personally. Ring the bell so you get notified of all of our amazing videos that are coming out, and let's jump in. So to understand the $1 million framework, we have to focus on 3 categories. We have to understand that we have leads, we have future ambassadors, and then we have ambassadors. Now, here's how I break that down. When I think about a lead, I think about someone that's in my database that's going to do real estate business with me in the next 90 days, right? That's a lead. Now, a future ambassador is somebody that I haven't yet earned the right to have that relationship with, that I truly feel would buy or sell real estate with me, that would refer real estate business to me, that I have on our proprietary 46 touch system to make sure that they really become ambassadors, right? That top one, put a ring on it, right? We're gonna get married to this client. We're gonna have a real estate relationship with this client where they love us. They know that we love them, that they stop and tell other people about how amazing our service is and how much that they want to use us, right? That's what this is all about, is building those ambassadors. Now, let's talk about the math and what an ambassador is. So the way that I categorize an ambassador and the way that I really hope you start looking at your database is, would they use you in the future, right? So again, this is someone that's in your database that you truly believe would use you in the future, that would refer friends and family and colleagues to you, that stay in your database that you have on 46 touches a year, meaning 46 ways that you're engaging with them, providing value, and making them feel special. Please note that, right? We got to make everyone feel special, because if I feel special and I'm in your world, then I'm going to reciprocate that, and I want you to feel special by referring business to you or doing business with you. Now, here's the math behind it, and I've worked with top agents across the country. For every 6 ambassadors you have in your database, you should be producing at least 1 closed deal per year. Let me say that again, 6 ambassadors to every 1 closing. Now, here's the caveat. They have to fit into that framework. And you can't just be partial. Now, when I say 46 touches, that's the minimum. I know agents that have 75, 125. They have elaborate touch systems to make clients feel special and provide them that value. Now, if you don't have very many touches, we're going to go through those touches here in just a moment so you can completely understand how that works. Now, to qualify an ambassador, I want you to think about this, right? We call this the call test. So if they're really a true ambassador, let's say you have 400 people in your database. I know people that have 500, 800, 1,000, 70,000. A true ambassador in your database, if you gave me a list of everyone in your database, if I called them up, right? I called them up on the phone and I said, hey, I'm just doing a quick real estate survey, and I was curious, who is your preferred real estate agent of choice? So I called them up. Again, I'm calling up and going, hey, just random survey. Who is your preferred real estate agent of choice? If they don't say your name right then, they go, Brendan Bartic, my preferred real estate agent of choice. Absolutely. In fact, if you're looking to sell or buy right now with him, you should give him a call immediately. If that's not what they're doing, then they're more than likely not an ambassador. They're either a lead or a future ambassador working towards that process. So we really have to understand that in making sure that when we segregate our database, that we are truly focused on making sure that there is a clear difference between those two. And I watch so many agents that have thousands of people and they're trying to keep up with all of them, and you get overwhelmed. You get exhausted by the masses that you're trying to try to think about and focus. And then you have regret and you go, I'm not doing my job. I'm not doing the follow-up. Less is more. Quality is everything. Okay? Quality is everything. So really think about that. Now, 46 touches. Here are the 46 touches that I've used to sell over $1 billion. My team has sold, just last year alone, over 400 homes, done, 250 million in volume. And this is the exact 46 touches we utilize to make sure that we make clients feel special at scale, right? That's the goal, special at scale. So 12 direct mailers, 12 market reports, 12 property alerts, 4 client events, 2 personal touches, and 4 TCPA, of course, compliant phone calls. Now, when we're doing this, right, we have to think through those exact processes, and whatever you want to build and however you want to utilize that system, start in thinking about how am I going to start with which touches first. Now, when you look at this list, right, mailers, market reports, property alerts, those are all generally automated touches. Where we live and where we make relationships are client events, personal touches, and 4 phone calls a year. So one client event every quarter, 2 personal touches. And when I say a personal touch, what I'm talking about in a personal touch means that I'm talking about why they really know that I care about them. This means that birthday, Mother's Day, Father's Day, National Taco Day, whatever it might be that I know that they care about, that's not something that's just everything else. Like I hear agents all the time go, I have them on a personal touch. And I go, well, what's that? And they go, well, they got my market report this month. That's not a personal touch. Well, they got my postcard with the Denver Broncos football schedule. If they don't like sports, that doesn't matter to them. If they don't like football, that's not going to matter to them. So 2 times a year, you have to have scheduled into your database a way to connect and make them feel special. Think about it, just like if you are in any relationship, if your significant other, you just had them on automated touches all year, how's that going to work out? It's probably not going to work out very well for you, right? It's not going to probably end up where you want to go. You have to make that effort, that special personal touch, right? And then you've got to talk to them. You have to make phone calls. You have to reach out, right? We have a whole system that teaches you how to do this, but I'm giving this to you right now to make sure that you're thinking about, do you have this minimum per year right now? All right? So in that, when you do this correctly, you can control your calendar. Less conversations per closing. And if you're tracking your numbers, which I hope you are, that's a big part of being a successful real estate agent and having a really successful business. You know how many conversations you're having per closing. And then, of course, you get to work with people you like. See, in this system, this is the whole key. You can have tons of internet leads. You can have tons of all of this other stuff. But when you really get to think about the math and go, for every 6 I have a closing, if I do this and I do this process well, then you get to have those appointments that it's just a pleasure. It's like going and seeing an old friend. You walk in, it's so nice, they like you, you like them. It's so much easier than being out there hunting for expireds, for sell-by owners, trying to go after this new business, sending thousands of postcards to a farm, all of this. Now, I'm not saying that those aren't great ways to create new leads, but I watch agents all the time spending all this time and effort out there trying to do new leads when they're not having any impact on the relationships that are already that gold mine that's already sitting right there in their database right in front of them. So when we look at this, that's why we've created our ambassador audit checklist. What I'd like you to do is download this checklist, right? I'm going to talk about how to do that. And I want you to take your current database and I want you to start with the A's. Now, let me be very clear. This is not going to happen in 1 hour, 1 night, 1 day. Depending on how large your database is, you're going to start with the A's, right? So whoever is in your database, Andrew Adams, I don't know if that's, whatever the first person in your database is, that you've put through the call test. Remember, I'm teaching this first to talk about maximizing the ambassadors in your system. We're going to talk about and watch our other videos on how to maximize internet leads and people in your funnel and future ambassadors. First, we've got to make a decision that when I get to Andrew Adams, right? When I get to that first A, if I did that call test, would they, right? Would they say you're the preferred real estate agent of choice? Now, if you're gray on this, you're like, kind of, maybe, okay, then go ahead and do it anyway. If you think they're close enough, this isn't an exact perfect science, but you just got to think about it going, are they going to feel comfortable when they're receiving these 46 touches, or am I going to look like a weirdo creeper, right? That's what we're trying to avoid here, is not looking like a weirdo creeper. So when you go through this, if you get to Andrew Adams, and let's just say for this instance, you don't think he's an ambassador, then tag him in your system or mark him or put him in a file folder as a future ambassador or a lead, somebody that you'd like to become an ambassador, or somebody that you truly think would do real estate in the next 90 days that you haven't earned that right yet to call an ambassador. So we want to separate this. So let's go back again. You have 400 people in your database. Usually, when I do this audit with top agents across the country, they'll go through this and they'll be like, I've got 82, 95. It's usually about a quarter of their database that are truly going to fit this test. Now, here's the thing. If they just took that and did this audit and made sure that they're on these 46 touches, they're going to produce 6 transactions from that by either way of getting referrals, the current people in their database doing business with them, right? So buying investment properties, listing their home, buying a home for their son that just went away to college or a condo or whatever it is. That's the whole piece of this. Instead of you having that weight on your shoulders going, oh, I mean, if they need me, they'll call me. Well, if they don't know you care, they're not going to call. That's the key here, okay? So in the comments below, all you have to do to get this free download, and I'm telling you, you're going to love doing this process. It'll make you money like you won't believe. Just type in ambassador in the comments below. Just in that comment below, type ambassador. We'll make sure that we shoot this out to you and that you have the copy of this so that you can start going through your database. And as I said, this is quality over quantity. Get them on the 46 touches. If you don't have your 46 touches all set up yet, start small and remember, focus on the personal touches that make the biggest impact first. Then we can talk about how to build your automated touches, right? That's how we're going to do that. So that's the ambassador audit checklist. That's how you build $1 million database. Now, I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or there's anything that we can assist you with, there's free trainings below. Check out the rest of our videos. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get all of our latest, everything that comes out. And I'm excited for you and I can't wait to see you in the next video.